Welcome back to another Explainer. Today, we're literally peeling back the perfect polished armor of one of the most formidable figures in the Land of Dawn. I'm talking about the Duke of Shards himself, Aamon Paxley. Now, if you know the lore, you probably picture Aamon as this aloof, hyper-calculating head of a prestigious family, right? Well, today, we're gonna look past all that and reveal the deeply tragic older brother hiding underneath.
Let's just sit with this thought for a second. Sometimes silence is the sound of someone carrying a pain they cannot explain. You know, we so often mistake a quiet, stoic nature for a heart of ice, don't we? But for Aamon, his famously cold demeanor, it's not a lack of feeling at all. It's actually this incredibly heavy, unseen burden he carries around every single day just to keep his family surviving.
Okay, so part 1, the silent heir and the illusion of perfection. To really get Aamon, we have to look at his public face. To the rest of the world, he's the flawless Duke of Castle Aberlane. He's a powerful nobleman whose family, House Paxley, is deeply tied to the Monian Empire's politics and magic. And man, the contrast is stark. On the outside, he looks totally composed, calm, elegant, totally in control. But that's just a facade. It hides a man who is literally forced to shove his true emotions down. He simply doesn't have the luxury to be vulnerable because literally everyone around him is demanding unwavering strength. He's not cold because he's heartless. He's cold because he has absolutely zero space to show what he actually feels.
Which brings us to part 2, Weight of the Crown and a Childhood Stolen.
Look, you don't just become the Duke of Shards overnight. In Aamon's world, regular childhood dreams were swept aside, quickly replaced by intense discipline and this crushing weight of family responsibility. While other kids were out playing, he was burdened with noble duties. In his youth, he had to learn this ruthless, secret spell. And then, the absolute unthinkable happens. At just 18 years old, his parents completely vanish in an Altair sandstorm. So boom, at 18, he is suddenly forced to take over as the head of House Paxley. His entire youth just completely stolen from him.
Imagine being that young and suddenly facing these impossible, terrifying responsibilities. At an age when most of us are just trying to figure out who we are, Aamon is thrust into a deadly political game. He's having to manage fierce enemies, protect a pristine family name, and somehow guide his younger siblings so the whole ancient house doesn't just collapse into ruin. It's like a giant puzzle, and he's holding all the pieces.
And the pressure wasn't just political, you know? It was profoundly moral. His internal conflict actually started way back when his father secretly taught him the Paxley secret spell. This is a dark, ruthless magic passed down only to direct descendants. When Aamon learned this, he realized a horrifying truth. The supposedly honorable house he was sworn to protect with his life, it was actually built on cruel, hidden secrets. It's this massive, glaring contradiction that he just had to quietly swallow.
Moving on to part 3, the brother he watched. 2 paths.
This internal struggle really brings us to the emotional core of Aamon's whole story. It's his super complicated, fiercely protective relationship with his wild younger brother Gusion. The dynamic here is just so tragic. You've got Aamon, who is all about duty, silence, and restraint, suffering completely on the inside. And then there's Gusion, who is literally the embodiment of freedom, rebellion, and chaos, fighting all his battles out in the open. The chains binding Aamon are such a sharp contrast to Gusion's chaotic freedom. Honestly, whenever Aamon looked at his younger brother, he saw the exact life he was never allowed to have. He was basically living vicariously through Gusion's rebellion.
Because of that deep bond, even when Gusion caused absolute chaos for the family, like choosing to fight with physical daggers instead of traditional Paxley magic, Aamon didn't hate him for it. The elders? They saw Gusion as a huge problem, but Aamon just quietly understood. He watched over the brother he loved. But, as we all know, understanding someone doesn't always mean you can easily save them.
Here we are at part 4, a painful choice, the ultimate sacrifice.
The real climax of this tragedy hits when things go way beyond just teenage rebellion. Suddenly, an ancient prophecy and a literal dark mark connect directly to Gusion. This threatens to tear down the entire foundation of House Paxley. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Aamon is caught in a devastating trap. He has to protect his family's legacy from a deadly curse, but he also has to save his brother from the absolute wrath of the family elders. He was forced into an agonizing, impossible situation where literally any move he made was going to cause heartbreak.
So, we really need to pause here and ask the big question. If Aamon cared so deeply for Gusion, why did he officially banish him? Why kick out the brother he loved? We have to look past the surface-level cruelty here to really uncover the truth of what happened.
And the truth is this. Aamon expelled Gusion to create distance. The elders were ready to severely punish him. By banishing Gusion, Aamon was actually pulling off this desperate, completely self-sacrificing act of love. He knew he could never give his brother a safe, peaceful home inside those twisted walls of Castle Aberline. So, instead, he gave him the one thing Gusion wanted more than anything else in the world. He gave him total freedom.
Let's dive into part 5, the meaning of silence, control danger.
What's amazing is how Aamon's actual fighting style in-game is this beautiful, tragic metaphor for his mental state. He isn't just some stuffy nobleman, he's an incredibly lethal combatant. His camouflage? That represents the deep emotions he's constantly having to hide. The shards he throws, those are the broken, secret-filled history of House Paxley. His terrifying precision comes from a literal lifetime of strict discipline as a burdened heir, and his reliance on silent assassination perfectly mirrors his need to act efficiently without ever showing his true heart. Aamon isn't chaotic, he is elegant, controlled danger. A noble shadow, just executing his painful duties.
Ultimately, Aamon's story totally transcends typical game lore. He's not just some heartless antagonist or a generic older brother. He is a man profoundly trapped in a rigid system. He gave his brother the ultimate gift of freedom while actively choosing to shoulder the crushing loneliness and dark secrets of leadership entirely by himself.
So, I really want to leave you with this final thought today. Silence is not always weakness. Sometimes it is literally the most profound display of strength imaginable. Knowing what Aamon sacrificed under that guise of coldness, it kind of makes you wonder, right? What other devastating truths do the shadows of the Land of Dawn conceal in their silence? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope you walk away seeing the Duke of Shards in a completely new light.